Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay. Comic-Con just happened. And there were plenty of trailers that came out, and I was originally going to make this video as a video to talk about Comic-Con trailers, but then there's this one that, honestly, it's the only trailer that's only worth talking about. So yeah, but I guess before we talk about it, might as well just skim through some of the other trailers and what I thought about it. Glass actually looks pretty good, but then again, you don't know if it's gonna be good because, you know, M. Night Shyamalan. Then there's also 2 DC films, which there's only one to look forward to, which is Shazam. I think it looks actually pretty funny. And then there's Aquaman, which looks incredibly stupid. It looks so bad. Then there's also Titans, which also doesn't look very good. It just looks like a really terrible teen soap opera, but just with superheroes. Almost like other show. Then there's also Fantastic Beasts, which I have literally nothing to say about this one. I think just it looks fine, but that's it. It looks alright. Alright, okay. Now all those aside, let's fucking talk about Godzilla, King of the fucking monsters. Okay. Let's not try to be like a fanboy. Basically, it looks good. It looks like a good. I'm just kidding. It looks fucking great. I can't wait. It just looks so fucking awesome. Oh my god, yes! I gotta go play with the fucking Godzilla toys at Godzilla. Holy shit! He just then the Mothra's in the trailer, and he's just like, and then just like. And there's fucking Rodan's just running them. You know, he's just like this. He's like, oh, remember that scene in the first movie where he just picks up his mouth, right? And he just blows into it like, just like, bam, boom, 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 bam, and then, I swear I'm a professional. So, kind of obvious, but huge fan of Godzilla. I've grown up with Godzilla ever since when I was a kid. I've collected all the movies and the video games. Like, look at this. I'm not even kidding. I was, like, fucking obsessed. Like I got those movies, right? And then I got these other ones, which are so freaking cool. Oh my goodness! There's one all over the floor! Ghidorah, the 3-headed monster. I bet that's what it's gonna be about. Godzilla Raids Again, pretty boring, but it's still freaking awesome because Godzilla and Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, and King Kong vs. Godzilla, and then Godzilla 2000. What the fuck? Why do I have that shit? Here's my video games as well. I don't have Destroy All Monsters, but here's my video games. Oh my god! Oh, wow. I should probably stop repeating myself, but, you know, you get the idea. I like Godzilla. I like it a lot. Nothing wrong with that. But seriously, it is actually a good time to be a Godzilla fan, because ever since the 2014 movie, Legendary and Warner Brothers Pictures wanted to make more Godzilla movies, which is awesome. And then we got Kong Skull Island, which was pretty fun movie. And it also hinted that it's part of a shared universe with Godzilla, so that sounds pretty cool, with Godzilla vs. King Kong coming in 2020. I'm good. That's gonna be really exciting, but before we get that, we have Godzilla King of the Monsters, and it's gonna be released next year, and the trailer just came out, and it looks really awesome. Oh my goodness, where do I start with this? Well, maybe just get the fanboy out of me. Not too crazy, but just the things I go crazy for. Godzilla looks so freaking cool. I can tell he has a little bit of an update. Like, you can tell his dorsal fins have like these weird patterns. So that's kind of interesting. Even though that was never in the first Gareth Edwards Godzilla movie. But it's a nice little change, and I can kind of accept that because maybe Godzilla's like evolving. And then, of course, there's the 3 monsters that are going to be in this movie, which is freaking cool. But basically, you got Rodan, who looks really cool. Mothra also really looks cool. I really love the way in that scene how she spread her wings, just spreading her wings out, just like, Ooh, and then there's King Ghidorah, which you only get to see him like in a like frozen in ice, and then you see him in the clouds, and he has this like he has big wings and 3 heads. So freaking cool. Although I really like the marketing technique for this movie, and I think they're going to continue on about this. I mean, I hope they do, because one of the things that kept me really excited about, you know, the 2014 Godzilla movie was that they never really showed Godzilla that much, which I think that's a really neat technique to get people to see the movie just because Godzilla. So that's kind of cool. And even the movie was just like that, just teasing after teasing after teasing, which gets a little annoying, and I hope this new movie doesn't do that again. But this movie kind of does that too with its monsters. Like, we already know who Godzilla looks like, so, you know, we get to see him. But with Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah, you only see him in, like, in the shadows or in the clouds, which is kind of really cool. So they'll be really neat to see. Another thing I'm looking forward to in this movie is that this movie looks visually gorgeous. I mean, in terms of filmmaking aspects, there's a lot to really like about it. I mean, I'm really excited to see the director, Michael Dougherty. I think that's how you say his name. I really like his previous films, especially Trick or Treat and Krampus. Like, one of the things that makes those movies so good is that those movies kind of feel like what those movies kind of want to be intended. Like, in Trick or Treat, it feels so much like a Halloween movie with its, you know, evil spirits and witch gatherings and all that. And then Krampus feels so much like a Christmas film, almost like kind of like almost like a monster Christmas film, like Gremlins in a way. And I hope that in this movie he would like study with his kaiju films and make it feel like an awesome battle brawl with all these kaijus going up against each other. So that'll be really neat to see, and I think he's definitely the right choice for making a movie like this. And I really love how the colors are used in this movie. I mean, there's lots of shades of blue, some reds, and then of course there's the orange and brown ones, which represents Rodan. All that looks really cool. I wonder if everything's gonna look like Golden Hour when King Ghidorah comes out. That'll actually be kind of really cool. I'm also really excited to see the cast. I think the cast looks great. I'm kind of interested to see how Millie Bobby Brown would be like in this movie, because I think she's really good in the Stranger Things series, but I've never seen her in anything outside of that. So this will be kind of interesting to see her. I mean, hopefully, I hope this movie doesn't try to make her like, oh look, she's just 11, that's just all her character is, and that's just a selling point to get people in. I mean, even the posters, like, there was this one with Millie Bobby Brown, she's clearly in the front of the poster, and that's another marketing gimmick that I sort of don't like, but I understand why they're doing it, just to try to appeal mainstream audiences, because, oh look, it's Millie Bobby Brown. But then there's also Vera... Actually, I don't remember her exact name, but she played as Mrs. Bates from Bates Motel, and she was also from The Departed. She's in this movie. I can't wait to see what she does. Kyle Chandler is going to be in it as well. Then there's O'Shea Jackson, which I'm also really looking forward to, because I think he's extremely charming as hell with his performances. Like, I liked him as Ice Cube in Straight Outta Compton. And then he did this other movie called Ingrid Goes West, which is probably the best performance he's ever given. Like I said, he's so likable and charming. In this movie, I kind of hope he's like that, or if they give him some sort of a different character. Although he's playing as an army guy, I'm a little bit worried about that, because the last Godzilla movie that had an army guy as the main character is pretty boring, but who knows. Then there's also Charles Dance, which that's going to be really exciting to see him in this movie. And of course, if he's given more lines like
"Long live the king,"
then he'll be pretty fucking awesome. One other thing I kind of really hope about this movie is that, I mean, it's probably undeniable that this movie could have poor human characters, and the movie would just focus on them the majority of times. And most Godzilla movies, you know, usually the human character sucks, and, you know, we're just kind of like, okay, we want to see the monster, we want to see the action, right? Well, I can actually think of a couple of Godzilla movies that actually have some pretty good human characters, and I don't know, it would be cool to have this movie to have some good human characters. I mean, again, since Michael Dougherty is the director, and he's also writing this movie, and I like the way how he writes his characters in his previous films, so, I don't know, maybe he'll give them some depth. I mean, that'll be kind of neat to see. Other than that, though, I think that's all I have to say. It looks fucking awesome. I can't wait to see it. It's the only trailer in Comic-Con that was really awesome, and I think it's probably my most anticipated film of next year. So, It's gonna be awesome.